following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, where every man in the thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't trust me, big up the girls inside the party. Let's get down to crazy Jimmy, big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Fish, I'm your one I wanna be, Jimmy Star, new celebrity.
We'll take you out to Jimmy Stars.
Hey ho, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. We got a fun show for you guys today. We had a couple little problems here at the house. Ron will probably tell you about them, so let me introduce my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell, and Astro, Kissing Astro.
I'm making out with my dog, excuse me. I love him so much. Ugh. Yes. Our air conditioning went out naturally. It's going to be 106 today, which means it'll probably be 110. Living in the desert with 106 degrees of dry weather, your face cracks. You know, you just get like lines. You start to look like the mummy. So that's that. I'm not going to discuss.
So we haven't had air conditioning for 2 days, you
and
guys.
I haven't slept for 2 days.
So we haven't really been sleeping well. The guy came and fixed it. It worked for a few hours. He came again. It worked for a few hours. He's coming back again now. Probably while we're on the show, Ron's daughter's
Isn't it
gonna
like
meet with him.
everything?
And
Everything today, nowadays, years ago they came, they did, it was gorgeous, it was fixed. Nowadays, you got to do everything 2 and 3 times. Do you notice that? Nothing is ever done correctly the first time. There seems to be something in the air.
yes,
Anyway, I haven't slept for 2 nights, really.
me neither.
You know, kept waking up, suffocating, fanning myself. We have the ceiling fans on. I have another fan in the bedroom. We left the patio doors open so that at night it gets chilly here. So at least a little bit of cool breeze came in. But anyway, who cares? I'm not going to forget about it. I can't get rid of that expression, that Brooklyn expression. Forget about it. I
That's
guess
okay.
it's part of me.
So-
Everybody from Brooklyn says forget about it. I don't know why. It's just a thing.
I think that we should come down more, right? So we don't have so much space on top of
No,
us?
because then when I go forward, my head gets
okay,
cut
got
off.
it. I
We're
got
in studio chairs that rock. So you see, I
it.
go
Let's
like
see if we
this.
can rock. Okay, so I want to just
2 hours sitting on those other chairs, stiff. You know, your ass hurts, your back hurts, your couillons hurt. Everything hurts.
So I want to tell everybody. So last night, along with Ron's 2 daughters, who are my stepdaughters, Deirdre and Leslie, I went to go see Nelly, hip-hop star Nelly, and Janet Jackson. It was a great show. I actually dressed Nelly back in the 90s when he was really popular.
Did you go back and talk to her?
No, it's a him, but no, I did
Oh,
not.
Nelly is a him?
Yes, Nelly's a him.
Oh, in the gay world, Nelly,
I know.
a Nelly guy is like a fairy
yeah,
guy.
I know, but he's not.
A pussy guy
not
is a Nelly guy. Oh, his name is Nelly. Interesting. Okay, so you didn't go back and talk to
no,
him?
because I don't know him. That was 20 fucking years ago. I haven't talked to him.
Don't
since then.
curse. It's not
Okay,
nice.
it was over 20 years ago, so I don't know him anymore. I had an
Which
opportunity.
brings me to the subject of.
Wait, let me finish my story.
Oh, it's
So
boring.
everybody should go see them. They're both really good. If you get a chance to see them in concert, Janet Jackson was really good for an almost 60-year-old lady. She danced around really good, and it was a very enjoyable show. She sold 160 million records, so she's way up there as one of the biggest, artists of all time. So if you get a chance to see it, go ahead. Now go
How
ahead.
much was the ticket?
I have no idea. I don't remember. We bought them 5 months ago, like
So-
$130 maybe.
$130 a person to go see Janet Jackson. No,
Well, Taylor Swift is like $1,000.
I don't care who they are. They're all insane. I wouldn't spend a nickel to go see any of them.
Oh, they were great. And actually, I'm going to try to get Nelly in a movie we're doing. So, because he's good for distribution. So we're going to see if we can get him in a movie. So we'll find out what we can do. Anyway, What were you going to say before that?
Who remembers?
Okay. So, you guys, we have a fun show today.
Oh, yeah. Brought me to, excuse me for doing that, but the allergies are back. You know, we have all the French doors and the windows open to keep the house cool, and every desert dust is blowing in here. Everything's sparkling. All your furniture, you run your finger across, it sparkles because it's sand. It's very fine sand. It's like dust. And that dust gets in your nose, it gets down in your throat, it gets in your sinuses, it gets in your eyes, it gets everywhere. I'm not for the desert. I must tell you, I'm really not a desert person. I keep trying to live in the desert, but it's not happening. So we're going to have to move back east, at least on Long Island. I have oceans and Long Island Sound and breezes and fresh air and no sand.
We don't have any breezes here, and the breezes is like hot wind.
Yeah, hot wind in the
Hot
desert.
wind.
Well, you know, you're in this is the Mojave Desert. You know, when the pioneers came here in covered wagons, they were dying right and left from the heat. What are you doing?
There's a spot on the computer screen that makes me look like you have a big pimple or mole or something on your face, so I'm trying to get rid of it.
Well, that's on our screen. People don't see it.
I know people don't see it, but I see it.
So
So
now you interrupted my conversation
no, you
by,
didn't have to
by
stop.
picking my face on.
You didn't have to stop. You could have just kept talking. Go.
Why? Did you ever like get married and 20 years later or something you say, why?
Oh, B says we look good. Thank you, B. Hey, B, we want to say hi to the chat room. Livid Media Films is in the chat room. Cindy Lady Lake is in the chat room. B. Claudia from Germany is in the chat room. People will be showing up. I just put the links out just now, so people haven't really seen it. But we want to thank everybody for tuning in every week. Last week's show was a lot of fun. And this week, you guys, we have really fun guests. I
want to thank everybody for wishing me a happy birthday.
Oh, yes.
We have almost 600 people. That was a lot of people. A lot of thank yous I had to return because each one I individually thanked for wishing me a happy birthday.
Which was very nice.
Which
So
was very
today, you guys, on the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, we have Josie Cat coming on. So we see Josie Cat at every red carpet event we go to. We've never hung out with her a whole lot, but I thought she'd be a lot of fun because she does so many cool things and she's just wild. She's very similar to Paul's
Joanna.
but Joanna Heckman. They kind of remind me of each other because they're both really, really cool. And then we have Fedor Steer coming on.
Who?
Fedor Steer, who's a big horror movie guy.
Fedor?
Yes.
It's like my friend Fedor.
Yeah, we have a friend named Fedor. So it should be a lot of fun. Also, we want to tell everybody the places that you can listen to the show. Please listen on Apple Podcasts because that's the best one for us. But we're on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, Radio Public, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Prime. Did I say Amazon Prime twice? No, I said Amazon Music and Amazon Prime. You can listen to us on there's about another 120 or 30 or 40 platforms, but those aren't as well known. These are the ones everybody knows. So please take a listen to us. And if you're on iTunes, leave a review. I think it's called Apple Podcasts now instead of iTunes, but either way, leave us a review. Cindy says we look great. Hey, Cindy, happy birthday to your son, Cindy. Today's Cindy's son's birthday. I saw it all over
I have
Facebook.
to wake up. I'm so tired. I have no energy. You know, it's terrible when you have to go to work and you haven't slept for 2 nights. It's terrible because
Yes, he's falling asleep now. I'm surprised Astro's not sitting. See, Astro doesn't like these chairs as much because there's no
Astro
place
is
for him
on
to
my
sit.
lap, and I have on Bermuda shorts, and his nails are long,
And they
and they're
scratch.
puncturing my legs.
Our dogs don't let you cut their nails. They can't stand it when you cut their nails. They hate it. So it's very hard to get them cut because
Anyway, I watch that wonderful thing on television all the time.
he watches YouTube shorts, you guys.
I love it. You learn so much. I just found out. I froze it for Jimmy to watch. If you have bad knees like me, they shoot an injection into your knees now, and it's called like ISO or something. It's a new thing, and it fills up with this foam, and you won't have bone-on-bone pain.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm going to find out from my doctor if he has this formula, and if he does, to inject me.
That would be better instead of having to get your knee done.
Oh yeah, I really don't want my knees done. The scar on my legs would just upset the hell out of me.
I've already got one terrible scar.
I know, but to have my legs scarred, my chest is scarred, everything. I look like Frank.
That would be really good. I would hope
Frankenstein.
I would hope that would work for you. It won't work for me, but I hope it works for you.
I hope it works for me too. We'll see.
Yes.
I'm not going to go to Eisenhower anymore because I'm done with them. Everybody's going to Loma Linda. That's the better place.
So-
And that hospital specializes in hips and knees. So they have a big hospital there where the best doctors and the best treatments. So I'm going to go there for my treatments.
Okay.
Okay, what do you care? But anyway, just to let you know what's going on in our life, you get to be 84 years old, things wear out. Your knees wear out, your elbows wear out.
My knees wore out a lot
The
earlier.
only thing that doesn't wear out is your penis. Thank God for that.
Yeah. So my knee has worn
No,
out.
but no, some men it does wear
Yeah,
out.
it does.
Some, not me. Some Italian. Italians are born with indestructible penises. We are born with penises that, after we die, our penises get erect.
That's hilarious.
No, it's true. No, a lot of men, when they die, they get erections. It's a muscle.
It's like a post-mortem erection.
Yeah. So
I've seen that on
what happens
on
is-
Law and Order
well,
SVU. I saw
No,
that.
I mean, like, I'm never going in a coffin because I don't believe in them. But if ever I went in a coffin and they closed the lid and I got an erection, the lid would open again.
You gotta love it.
No, I want to be cremated because I don't believe in earth and worms and rats and crap eating and blah, blah, blah. Cremate me. And my ashes are going to go in Central Park in New York. I've instructed my family, and we have a little bit, just a family together and maybe 2 close friends. And my ashes will be deposited in Central Park because that's my favorite place.
He loves
I
Central Park.
love Central Park. I grew up in Central Park. It's the most beautiful park in the world. I love the zoo, the lake, the boat ride, the rowboating. The restaurant that used to be there was wonderful until they knocked it down and built the new crap, this whole catering hall, which is horrible. But my memories.
We ate at that one place though in Central Park.
Yes,
what
we
was that
did
called?
before they knocked it down.
Oh, they knocked the one place that we ate down.
They made it a catering hall, and they're very modern and ugly. I've spent I met Katharine Hepburn in Central Park. I met another actor in Central Park, but I can't remember his name. Also, my daughter and I were walking in Central Park with our dog when we lived there, and we saw another very famous actor, 2 of them together, guys walking in Central Park. And his name is Quinton Crisp. No, I know Quentin Crisp. I knew him.
Quentin.
Queenan. Anyway,
Well, that's not
a lot of
historic, we
famous
can't say.
people
Go
are
to
in Central Park. A lot of movies have been shot in Central Park. And my favorite part of Central Park is under the Galleria near the Batista water fountain, the beautiful fountain with the woman on top.
What you've seen in a million movies, because
Which
it's
is
in movies
and
all
I-
the time.
When I lived in Manhattan, I lived on 75th and 3rd. I used to take my dog and go have lunch by myself in Central Park. I'd sit on a bench in the gazebo off the lake, and I'd have my lunch on a summer or a spring day, and it was wonderful. But the best time to be in Central Park was in February after a snowstorm at 3 a.m, and no one was in the park. The park was empty. And you saw the beautiful lanterns with the snow falling. And as you walk through the park, you hear nothing. The traffic is gone on Fifth Avenue because of the snow. And it becomes almost like a dream sequence. And it reminds me of, excuse me, I'll be doing that a lot. Reminds me of the movie Portrait of Jenny with Jennifer Jones when she was a little girl that was born, whatever, and kept coming back older and older. And they shot it in Central Park. Anyway, that's enough of that.
Okay.
My throat.
Central Park is beautiful. It is beautiful though. When we
I
go,
love
every
it.
time we go to New York, we go to Central Park.
Oh, I have to have lunch there. I have a picnic basket that I bring. My picnic basket has champagne glasses in it with a beautiful bottle of champagne and some pate and some little goodies. And we sit on the lawn or we go on the benches and we have our little lunch. Love it. In fact, I invited a couple of celebrities that live in New York to join me at lunch in Central Park, and they did.
That's awesome. Okay, I'm making a little thing. Okay.
My friend Arlene Dahl, Lorenzo Lamas' mom, she loves Central Park too. We had lunch there.
Okay.
So,
What else you got going?
what else do I have?
You guys don't
going?
forget about the Indiegogo campaign for Clown Motel 3 because we're shooting in August. And it's got a lot of great people in it in the film, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So you guys will like it. So please don't forget to go support it if you can on Indiegogo. Indiegogo Clown
The
Motel.
chain that I have, see, this is a solid gold horn with diamonds. It was given to me by my ex-partner who passed away from pancreatic cancer. And I never take this off. And this chain has been on my neck for over 50 years. The jeweler told me that he cannot repair it because it's so old. But the little gold twine is unraveling and it pricks my neck. It stabs me. So I have all these little things stabbing me.
That's okay. You ready for our guest?
Not yet. And then this is my Gucci chain that Jimmy gave me. It carries my star.
I have the star too. We both do the star.
But so if you see me do fidgeting with my neck chain, it's because it's stabbing me. What am I going to do about that?
I don't know. That I don't know, but let's go on and bring on our first guest. All right, everybody. We're going to make sure we can hear, and then we'll do a good introduction for her. Bring her in, Juan. Hey!
Hi.
Hey! Oh, I love your glasses. They're fabulous.
Oh, thank you. I'm so excited to see you guys. It's been
Yes.
a while.
We haven't seen you in a long time.
And
I
she's
know.
not.
Too long.
not-
Too long. But I'll
she's-
see you when we film in August for Clown
Yes.
Motel. I'm super excited about that.
Are you in Clown Motel too also?
Yes, I will be.
I don't know
Evil
anyone that's-
Clowns.
I don't know anyone. I know thousands of people, thousands and thousands of people. And I don't know anyone of those thousands that are not in Clown Motel.
It is a
Everybody's
large
in it.
cast.
Everyone I talk to is in it. I have
It
no idea how Joe is going to handle it. We're all going to be in scenes of 1 second
Well, yeah, that's.
because there's so many of us. If you're going to give
There's-
everybody equal time, it's
No,
one.
they won't all get equal time.
Well, no, I'm a principal player. I'm one of the principal 6. I play General Milan. So I'm going to have scenes by myself and scenes,
We don't know what. We haven't read a
No,
script.
I know. He told me already.
Okay.
And scenes in action. So I'll be seeing myself a little longer.
So hold
than
on, I
most.
got to introduce her though before we
Sure.
talk to her. People, because she's never been on the show, so we don't know who knows her and who
Right.
doesn't.
You've never been, right.
All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, singer, producer, actor, super well-known red carpet host, and roller derby girl, Josie Cat. Hello and welcome to the show. Yay!
Yay!
I'd
Thank
love-
you for having me. And that's quite the introduction. I appreciate you.
Oh, and so you know Ron already. We have a chat room filled with people starting to fill up, so say hi to everybody in the chat
Take
room.
your foot off
Hi,
there.
everyone.
You're moving the camera.
There's no place for me to
Oh,
put
he's
my
so
foot.
unprofessional. He should have stayed designing shirts.
No,
He was
there's no
good at
place for
that.
me to put it.
He
pull
used to
this
be a
back so
fashion
close.
designer. He dressed Elton John. He dressed Madonna. He dressed all of them. He should have stayed there.
No, I'm much better at this, and my following.
Not when you
proves
put your
it.
foot on the camera.
I
and you
can't help it.
move-
I have a bad knee, and he moved the camera. We had all kinds of technical problems, and he moved the camera 2 feet
Because
closer
we-
than normal.
The air conditioning
Uh-oh.
went. It's going to be 106 today in the desert. We live in Palm
Oh.
Springs, and our air conditioning is gone.
For
now.
3 days. This is our third day.
So we're improvising with 100 fans, and everything is all. It's all
Chaotic, huh?
Chaotic, yes.
Screwed up.
All right, so here's what
But
I
wait a
want to
minute, you're
know.
not wild like Joanna is.
Sure she is.
No, she's not.
Yes, she
She's
is.
normal. Look at her. She looks.
She's
regular.
normal today, but when you see her on all the red carpets,
No, she's not outraged.
tell them how outrageous. Yes,
Should,
she
should
is.
I take off my jacket so I'm more
Okay.
you can see
No.
my
I think-
tattoo?
Yes, there you go.
I think she dresses. She dresses
There we
very,
go.
very Hollywood.
No, she's like a punk rock chick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very Hollywood.
That's not
I
Hollywood.
had a
Joanna-
punk band for
Joanna
20
dresses-
Do you know Joanna Heckman? You do, right?
Yes, I love
Love
Joanna.
One of my dearest friends in the world.
She's my soul sister.
And she dresses, but Joanna Hackman dresses retro. She dresses.
I know. I'm not talking about in dress. I'm talking about personality.
Oh, personality.
In
Oh,
personality, they're very, very similar. They're
Well-
both wild, fun. They like to have a good time. No, dress
I'll
wise,
take that as a compliment.
it's a big compliment. We think she's one of the greatest
I
people
love
on the
her.
planet. We
I-
really
you
do.
know-
We love her to death.
we know her socially, and socially, when there's not a camera on, she's even wilder than what she is on camera. Because then she doesn't give a shit what she does. You know, she just gets nuts. And I don't think you're that way. You seem to be a little more reserved. Are you?
No, she's not reserved.
Off camera, what you?
Sometimes. I used to be pretty wild when I had my band, but over the years I've
Tell me about
I've
your
chilled
band.
out a little.
Wait, back it up. Tell me about your band. What was your band?
Well, I had a band for 20 years. I started it in 1995. It was called Pissant. And
Pissant. I actually downloaded the road video. We're gonna play it because I want people to
Oh,
see it. It's a really good
fantastic.
video. So her name of her band is Pissant, and she does really cool videos with it. But she was like a punk rock chick. That's why she's got like all the tattoos. She was in the Sid and Nancy movie as a kid, as a punk kid, and Sid and Nancy, you know, they're like the biggest punk rock people on the planet. And
Gary Oldman was in that. He was the star of it.
one thing I found that's fun about you is because you do so many things. So you were a red carpet host for like many. You still do red carpet hosting, right?
Occasionally, I wish I was doing more of them. I did red carpet hosting exclusively for Shriekfest Film Festival, and they're no longer here on the West Coast because our friend Denise is acting now, and her acting career is taking off.
Taking off. She's doing really good. So
She is. I love Denise.
We always went to the opening parties for that. We didn't really go to the film festival, but we went to the parties.
Well, I'm sure I probably interviewed you.
So yeah, you probably did. You know,
But we do need better organization on the red carpets. The red carpets years ago were very, very nice. You know, quietly you walked on, you did your interview and walked off. Now, kicking, punching, shoving, they kick you in the balls, anything they can to get ahead of you. They trip you, they stab you with needles. I mean, it's like, forget about it. I don't know where these people come from. They're not even in the movie. They're not even celebrity. And they're all on the red carpet posing like they're somebody. And I said,
I think
Who
the
are
last one that I did was in 21 or before, maybe it was before the pandemic. And I think I interviewed over 300 people in one night. It was insanity. My voice was completely gone by the end of the night. It was unbelievable. They just kept coming. I didn't even know who most of the people were. I would just
I
start the
realized that.
conversation.
But years ago, only the celebrities were interviewed. Today, as I said, listen, I have friends of mine on Long Island, husband and wife, ordinary people, regular, you know, we would call them conventional. They were on a red
Audience.
carpet in New York. How the hell they got on a red carpet? I said, I'll never know.
Well, now they have red carpets for everything. They have them for birthday parties now. I mean, it's for just, you know, an accountant for their child, you know, they have them for
They have
bar
the experience.
mitzvahs now, you know, so step and repeats are on the background of everything. Everyone wants to be.
I wrote about this morning on Facebook. I wrote about how professional actors of so many years are having it difficult because of the play to pay people and because of everybody that wants to get in the act. Show business is no longer professional. Any schmuck now can pay money to get in the movie to brag to their friends, look, I'm in the movie. I'm a movie star. Meanwhile, you don't know your ass from your elbow. You stink and you're ruining the movie. I'm so against these pay-for-play people.
Even though he's in the movies, he doesn't pay to be in.
I'm
I,
against it
no, wait a
too.
minute. I get paid. If I do not pay to go into a movie, I get paid. I'm an actor. Actors get paid. We don't pay to
Exactly.
be in a movie.
I agree very much with that statement. I've agreed with it way before there was pay to play in the film industry, because in the music industry there was pay to play at places like the Roxy and the Whiskey A Go Go, and we decided a long time ago when I was in my 20s that we would never pay to play, and we would only play those venues if we were invited or we were actually paid. And I continue to have that opinion with the film industry. I
100%
personally
right.
took theater in elementary school all the way through my 20s, and theatrical, like stage theater, and I trained for a very long time in the theater business. So I don't want to pay. I understand why it's so popular, but it's just not for me. And I understand it helps people raise the money, but
But it makes
I
it.
won't.
The
I'll
film.
donate. I'll donate. I'm happy to donate to your project. I will, I love supporting my friends, but if
Hey,
I'm
listen.
in film, it's because I'm getting
Listen,
paid to
Josie.
do that.
Yes. Yes.
Josie, you like to donate? I need $3.5 million for a movie.
So here's what I want to talk about a couple of things, because you do so many cool things, and one thing that's what I really like about your career path is that you've had your hands in everything, and that's kind of how I am too, because I've done everything. I've done a bunch of different things. Ron's done a bunch of different kind of things. He's primarily an actor, and he's really good.
I've been in the business 64 years.
He's been acting for 64 years.
Because I'm 84 years old, so figure it out. I was 19 when I started, way back in 1959, when acting was totally, it was a very snobby thing being an actor. Actors back then did not let anyone into their surroundings unless they were actors. We were very particular. We didn't socialize with audience. We used to call them audience. And no, we didn't. We only socialized among each other, because audience we didn't trust. Because, like Paul Newman said, the audience that's friendly with me, if I wasn't Paul Newman, they wouldn't be my friend.
He has a good point.
And Marlon Brando felt, these are people that I grew up with, and Marlon Brando felt the same way. Marlon Brando hated audience. He wouldn't sign autographs. He really thought it was such bullshit when people would come up to him and say, "Oh, Mr. Brandon, I love you, I love you." He would walk away. He couldn't take it, because he used to say, if I wasn't an actor, nobody would bother with me.
Anyway,
Well,
Not nowadays. Nowadays, they walk up to a famous movie star and they say,
can I
I
get
mean,
a
you could-
picture?
Cher could be eating in a restaurant and a fan will come up and sit down next to her,
Astro Chef.
and start eating out of her plate.
Our air conditioning guy might have just gone here
It's all changed.
because they're all
from
talking. So
years ago, audience had respect for the actor. They wouldn't disturb you too much if you were in a restaurant.
so hang on.
Wait, what? Can I? This is a very interesting subject.
Okay.
Then we'll get back to that.
Okay.
Okay, because we have an audience out there. They like to hear this stuff.
Okay. Go.
Okay, so don't direct me, because you're not a director. You got it? And tomorrow I get a divorce. Lend me
We do this all the time.
Lend
we
me
do this all the time. Don't worry about
$3,000 so I can get rid of it.
I'm not worried.
Anyway,
Worried in the least.
years ago forget the whole thing is shot. Now you destroyed it. Go.
I want to know, because I want to talk about her a little bit, and then we tie.
No, we're going to
your
talk
stories
about it for the
her.
next hour.
No, not an hour. So first of all, I think it's cool. So you worked at Troma. So Lloyd Kaufman was one of our very first celebrity guests we ever had on this show. Believe it or
Oh,
not.
I love Uncle Lloyd.
And he's a
I
really
was a
cool guy.
Tromette.
You were a Tromette?
I was, and when Lloyd would come to California and to LA, I would pick him up at Burbank Airport because I live in Burbank, and take him to his appearances, and I would also be his booth bitch at Comic-Con and at the different conventions, Fangoria at the time. And, my band and myself were in Tales from the Crapper.
Oh, that's funny.
With a whole lot of different celebrities.
James Gunn and Eli Roth.
Exactly.
Huge people.
Big cast of characters.
Look how big they are now. Look at James Gunn now. I mean, he's like one of the biggest directors in Hollywood.
And he started with Trona as well.
Yeah, I think that's funny. So how did you become a roller derby girl?
Well, what happened with roller derby was I was taking a break from my band, and a friend who runs the Derby Dolls, I told her, I go, you guys need some badass cheerleaders. I wasn't actually one of the roller skaters. So she was like, can you do it? And I was like, oh, I'm kind of busy. But then I ran into her again, and she asked me again, do you want to put together a cheerleading squad? And at the time, there were no cheerleaders for roller derby. So I put together the Fear Leaders, and we wore patent leather skirts and thigh-high boots and fishnets. And I put together a real edgy cheerleading squad. And it was so popular that all the roller teams throughout the world, they all have cheerleading squads now. And actually, I had to sue Mattel over the name Fear Leaders. I actually lost because I couldn't prove that I lost money. They have a multi-million-dollar, at the time it was bigger than Barbie, property called Monster High, and they had Fear Leaders that looked exactly like
the dolls. The Monster High dolls.
They had the dolls that looked exactly like my squad. One of them looked just like me, and even had a dog that looked like my dog with a spot over its eyes. So I got the best attorney litigate, because I did trademark it. And I got the best trademark attorneys through the company I was working with, who owned a portion of Winnie the Pooh. And unfortunately, they were going to go to litigation, and my contract expired with them. So that was a
cool,
big.
You did a lot of different
TV
TV
shows.
shows.
For a while, it was fun.
You did a lot of TV shows and a lot of movies and stuff, though, as a roller girl, and so I just think that's cool because I don't think we've ever had anybody come on except for Lorene Landon. I think did roller girl stuff too.
She did.
Yeah, do you know Lorene Landon?
The best.
No, I don't. We had a lot of exposure at that time. We were doing a lot of events. We worked with a lot of charity events where my girls would show up, like St. Baldrick. The fire department, we worked with them with their Fire Hogs, which were their motorcycle club for the LA Fire Department. And it was fun. It was really, really fun. But then I ended up getting back into music again.
What were you gonna say?
It was tough dealing with so many
Hang on.
It was easier dealing with the guys in the band. They just wanted to drink and fart,
Drink and fart. Yes. So what were you going to say? You said something about the best roller derby.
The best roller derby I ever saw was on Long Island. It was called the Braless Girl. You couldn't go with a bra. And the girls were roller skating. Of course, their boobs were banging. But one girl, she must have had 42 double D. And I remember, she had a set that went down to her knees. And I said to the people with me, I said, I hope she don't trip on her. But what happened? I no sooner said that.
They were weapons.
No, she did trip.
She did trip.
No sooner did I say it. It's almost like a premonition. She tripped. She caught herself, but she went down on one knee, and her boob, I swear to you, I'm not lying, was scraping along the wooden floor.
Oh,
I thought that. I never forgot that. So I said that now we're going to smell burning tit.
So another
one thing I noticed is that you did a lot of reality TV, and you were on Sex Sent Me to the ER.
I was actually we filmed, that was their finale show, and
Dude, hang on, remember that show? We watched it one night. We were in amazement. It's called Sex Sent Me to the ER, and like you go there and they're like removing things from people's asses and stuff.
it was hysterical. I actually pitched them 3 different ideas, and the one that they took was myself and a band member were flying back from Australia and a gig in Australia, and he was trying to come on to me, but then we drank so much that we ended up going into the bathroom with the Mile High Club, and he was so flamboyant, because he's a rock star, and had a feather boa and knocked into the toilet, and it sucked the feather boa and strangled him. So he had to go to the ER for strangulation from the toilet.
So that's so funny that you said you had to pitch it, though, which means it totally shows the shit's not real if you have to pitch ideas to them. And that's what everybody tells us on all the different shows. But that's the part that's too bad, that the people didn't really happen. So, I'm sure
now they call it scripted reality.
Yeah, scripted reality. I don't like scripted.
That's how they get around all of that.
We saw the show where a woman had a big beer bottle stuck up her snake. Her boyfriend was, shoving it in her, banging her with the beer bottle, and the vacuum sucked it right in. And she was actually walking, and it was so funny because her skirt, the bottle kept hitting it as she was walking. And they had to drill a hole in the bottle.
Funny.
No, but they had to drill a hole in the bottle to let air in so they could pull it out of her vagina.
Oh my gosh, that's so graphic.
That's the show we saw. I never watched it again.
Yeah, we didn't watch. There's certain shows that I like to watch, and certain ones I like that he doesn't like. Like I like Dr. Pimple Pill.
I think that is. I think that is the lowest form. Why they think that's entertainment, I'll never know. I mean, I broke my ass for 64 years to be somebody that brings something to the audience, but to get a pimple popped and that's a show. That's disgusting.
It is disgusting. So here's what I want to do. Before we talk about movie stuff, I want to play your music video.
Okay.
Hang on, we'll play it. So you introduce it while we're going to play the one that's called Pissant Road. And you introduce it to us and then hang on.
This is in honor of the Mad Max films, which is perfect for you to play it right now because Furiosa just came out. Yeah. I'm a huge fan of all the Mad Max franchise, so I wanted to do something that would be in that vein, and I think we did a pretty good job. Actually, I hosted a panel at Canon Pictures because I did this whole video guerrilla style. It was just myself with a Canon camera and another a friend of mine who I work with who also films. He had his camera. His name's Rostamir. And we just spent 3 days in the desert filming this at Wasteland Weekend, which is a festival that is in the vein of Mad Max and Apocalyptic.
So introduce the title of it and we'll play it.
This video is by Pissant and it's called Road.
We'll be right back, everybody.
Meet me at the end of the road.
Hey, everybody, that's Pissant
And you know what?
Road.
That video still holds up. You could play it
Thank
now.
you.
It's just as good now as it was then. I enjoyed it.
Thank you
they don't
very
make
much.
they don't make videos like that anymore. Why is it? The new music videos I see, it's the same shit. Blurred out, somebody spinning around in dust with a chiffon scarf, and that's it. You know, that was a cast of a lot of people.
Well, that was a lot of that was video
Yeah.
footage. from
And
Mad
it was
Max
a lot
movie.
of props, all the props that were in it. So that was
Well,
I like
an
it.
excellent, and the music is good. I enjoyed it.
Thank
It's a good
you.
video.
In
No,
the chat
we
room, they wrote
filmed it-
timeless punk. In the chat room, they wrote timeless punk rock. It has a Berlin vibe too. They wrote.
Oh, I love that. I love Berlin.
love
Thank
Berlin.
you. Thank you very much.
I
No,
think
really.
that the video
And I got to
was
tell
fun.
you something. You should really think about having breast enlargements because you're very flat chested.
He's joking.
I'll think about that.
Yes.
What bra size? Now you can answer this because I asked Jane Russell this question. You know, I knew
Oh,
her well.
I'm curious what her
Jane
answer
was my
was.
best friend. And I said, Jane, what bra size were you in 1940? She said a 36B. I said, that's all you were? And they made
No
such a
way.
big deal about your tits. What size bra are you?
I'm a 36 double D.
36
D.
double D.
Sure, that's nice.
He asked me if your boobs were real. I said yes.
No, that double D, double D.
They're really paid for.
No, a double D chest. It's nice to fall asleep on after sex.
So
I've had them done twice to get to that size.
okay, that's
I
funny.
used to be flat wall.
You froze.
Flat as a
Hang
wall.
on. Oh, it froze for a second. Okay, so you're a big fan of like the Mad Max stuff, obviously with the video. We actually did a movie with Vernon Wells a couple years ago, who was in that one of those Mad Max movies. I don't know which one.
What movie was that?
The Possession of Anne.
And Vernon?
Ooh, that sounds.
Him
I'll
and Sadie
check
were the
that out.
stars.
Oh,
That sounds
that's him.
Yeah, he
Oh,
was in the
oh,
video. He's from the video.
I didn't know that.
That's his big film claim to fame. I have one of his action figures signed. I collect action figures, so I have one of his action figures signed. So now you're going back and you're doing a lot of film stuff. Let me tell people some of the stuff that you're doing and who's in some of it, because we had many of these people on our show. Alien Storm, Kevin Sorbo, Tom Arnold, Donna Lee Heising. Ron just did a movie with her.
Oh, I love that.
Devaney Pinn. We love Devaney Pinn. You're doing Death Bitch with Tracy Burr and John Ozuna.
Yes.
Who's been on the show, and you're playing a prostitute in that one named Candy, right?
Yes, that was so much fun and a lot of depth to my character too. I had some really good dialogue, really good, and some action scenes.
Now that's
It's
fun.
gonna be good. Bridget the Midget's in that one too. She's
I don't know
great.
Bridget. We haven't met Bridget. I don't know who Bridget the Midget is. I'm going to assume she's
She's
a
an adult film star that's
lead
about
people.
3
Oh,
feet
she's not a
tall.
midget, a film star. Oh, I
She's
know
a
this.
little powerhouse.
I know this guy named, I think his name was Brian Thomas. Anyway, he was back in the day. He was a little people midget porn star. Also, I have this friend named Ozzy, and now she's friends with Ron too. And she used to have an entertainment company when we lived in Florida, and she had every fire breathers and stilt walkers and porn stars and midget porn stars. And so she hung out with a wild crowd, and we had such a good time. Now she lives in LA and she's a yoga teacher. She has a yoga studio.
Why can't we still call them midgets? That's
I
not
don't think you're
offensive.
supposed to call them
That's,
midgets.
I don't
but-
think that's
Well, I mean,
offensive.
No,
he's
I don't think so
whatever.
anymore.
You
But
know,
that was her name for a long time. I don't know. I think she's still going by it. So I don't know.
I don't think it's
It's
offensive.
little people, I think. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
think-
Maybe height impaired.
I think little people is offensive. That's like saying fat people or tall people or skinny people. You know, you don't do that. Midget just tells it like it is. They're midge. They're mid. This woke shit's got to go. This new English they're trying to push on us is so retarded. I mean, I'm gay. I'm not a they. I'm gay. You know? Easy. 1, 2, 3. Gay, not they.
I also wrote down that you were in a Marilyn Manson video and a Static X video.
Yes, Static X was with the roller derby, and the Marilyn Manson video. I played a showgirl, and that was for Coma White, and it actually got banned for a while. I think you
Why?
can find
Why?
it now.
Why did it get
because
banned?
the theme of it that Marilyn Manson he played JFK and got shot, and Rose McGowan was dating him at the time, and she played Jackie O.
Okay.
So yeah, it was.
We used to have this club. I'm in Fort Lauderdale, and it was under the bridge, and it was called Squeeze. And then we had another place called Confetti's, and the other side of it was called the Reunion Room. And Marilyn Manson, we used to hang out with him all the time before he was like Marilyn Manson, became really big as Marilyn Manson when it was first starting out. And everybody, Gods and Monsters and Dead Star Assembly, and everybody would all hang out at these clubs. And so we used to hang out with all of them.
I used to go to Confetti. And how come you never came over to me?
I don't know. I didn't go to the Confetti part. I went to the Reunion Room part.
Stop
Ron's daughters, though, used to hang out at Squeeze also. I believe they told
Squeeze
me. Everybody would be there. It was fun.
Fun.
I like Marilyn Manson a lot. He's crazy and shit, but like I like.
But if you saw me at Confetti, would
Yeah, I know a lot of friends who had.
you weren't out. You're full of shit.
I lost you.
Oh, bring her back! Bring her back!
Bring her back! Bring her back! Listen, you've been around a while, my dear. You look very good for your age.
Yes, thank you to Botox.
No, I don't think so, because Botox can
And I
do
take
just
care
so
of
much.
myself.
No, Botox.
You take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Because every time I've never seen you when you didn't look
great,
flawless. Like
Right.
you always, every event we go. I know that we're at events,
And
but you always look flawless.
You know why you look young? You have the 5 points. People with 5 points don't age. The pointy chin, the pointy nose, the pointy cheekbones. Guess what? I have 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, and up. So,
and he turned 84 last week.
yeah, it's the flat face.
Wow.
People with no projection of the bones age terribly, like Betty Davis. Betty Davis looked like she got hit in the face with a frying pan. She had all flat features. You know what I mean?
Flat.
No, nothing. She told me that. Also, we talked about, I asked her, I said, how come you think Katharine Hepburn was so beautiful? I don't think she was so beautiful. And Betty said she had bones. So I think Betty Davis wanted bones. You have bones. I have bones.
I've always had high cheekbones. That's why I was able to
That's a sign of
do
youth.
a lot of modeling back in my day.
A young, that'll keep you young. That's why you look so good. I just figured your age out. You don't look your age at all. No, you don't. And I'm just figuring it out.
So wait, let me brag on.
You do not look your age.
Let me brag on some more.
And it's not the Botox. It's the 5 points.
So here's some of the other movies you're working on or have worked on. So I guess you're doing some stuff with James Balsamo, which he's been on the show too. You have From Dusk
a vampire in both of them.
You have From Dusk Till Dawn with James Balsamo, Robert Felstead. We see him a lot of events. Eric Roberts been on the show. Robot Dracula, which has an A-list cast actually. James Balsamo,
Yes.
John Landis,
He
Don
keeps adding people.
Coscarelli,
It's amazing.
Malcolm McDowell, Bruce Dern, Tom Holland, Russell Simmons, Daniel Roebuck, Andre Gower, Thomas G. Waits. He was just on the show. Robert Allen Mukes, Walter Phelan, and Bob Eubanks. Even like, how the hell do you get Bob Eubanks? He's a game show host in a movie.
I know, that's why he runs into these people and talks to them, and
They all say yes. And you're a producer on Desert Fiends, which I heard is going to be a good movie with Eric Roberts, Bai Ling, which Ron's going to be working on a film with, Michael Pare, Scout Taylor Compton, William McNamara has been on the show. I just talked to Robert Lafsardo the other day, Spencer Breslin, Tom Arnold, Lisa Wilcox, Brett Wagner. They were just on their show recently. And
Bai Ling, is she the one I interviewed with the white boots?
No, that's Nicki Minaj.
Oh, she was difficult. Oh my God. Oh, that Nicki Minaj. I had to interview her. I wanted to kill her.
Really?
Oh,
Wow.
she is a nut. Impossible. She had on white plastic boots up to her crotch and a mini skirt, and she had to get on a stool. Well, she's about 1'3", And for her to get up
I'm not
on
a
that,
midget.
for her to get up on that stool
She's a
was
little
such an
horse.
ordeal. She cursed like I've never heard a woman curse, and carried on. And she said, "I want a fucking chair, a decent chair." Blah, 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 blah. And where are you going to get a chair in the lobby of a movie theater?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it was a lobby of a movie theater for a premiere of Taya Gill's movie. And I was covering it. And I just said to Taya and everybody, get rid of her. She's crazy.
And then she became a huge.
And then
huge
she
star.
became a huge star. And now,
Oh, that was before she was.
Yeah, that
famous.
was before she was even famous. She was difficult.
and now I can
Oh,
brag.
wow.
And say, oh, I have film where I interviewed Mickey Minaj.
Mickey
Nikki,
Minaj.
whatever the fuck her name is.
No, Bai Ling is who's going to play Su Fong in your
Su
movie.
Fong, right? Bai Ling. I don't know who. Have I ever met Bai Ling?
No, you haven't. I have.
Have you ever met Bai Ling?
No, I haven't, but I have multiple friends that have her in films.
Yes,
So I have a feeling that we're going to cross paths soon.
absolutely, we are. Absolutely, you will. So you have another thing, and you'll have to give us like a condensed version of what it is, because I don't even understand what it is. I know you just came back. But what country did you just come back from?
Africa.
You just came back from
Mhm.
Africa. You have a
Yeah,
documentary called "How the Hell Did I Get Here?" and something about 45 countries, and I was like trying to find research. But tell us what it is.
Okay. There's not a lot out there because I'm afraid someone's going to steal my idea like they did with the Fear Leaders. I'm doing a documentary on expats, expatriates,
On what? On
people
what?
that move from one country to another. I've gone all over the world. I just came back from Africa, and that was my last country, and boy, was it a trip. I've interviewed over 100 people all over the world about the crazy ass shit that happens when you move from one country to another. So I have stories from, for example, living in the jungles of Costa Rica and, going to wake up in the middle of the night and go pee or take a shit, and you sit down on the toilet and there's a snake in the bowl of the toilet, to stories about how to tell a ladyboy in Thailand, or Africa. A friend of mine who did move to Africa married an African woman, and he had to give a goat to her family. This is a real
So
story.
what are the countries that you've actually gone to?
Jimmy, you owe me a goat.
What are the countries that you? what countries did you go to?
I went to Dubai. I went all over
Dubai, interesting.
the United Arab
Wait, hold it, stop, hold. What did you think
Emirates,
of?
all
What
over
did you
Europe.
think, Josie? What did you
I'm
really
stuck.
think of Dubai?
Oh, she froze again.
You froze. Shoot.
Hey, Juan, bring her out and back in again.
Bring her in and out.
See if she'll come back. Everybody will be right there. She's freeze.
When I
freezing
said
frozen.
stop, halt, I didn't mean.
That was funny. Oh
I
my
did
god.
not mean to stop Josie. No, I want to know what she thought of Dubai, because there's such controversy going on about Dubai on my channel,
On your YouTube shorts.
my YouTube. What is it called?
YouTube shorts.
On my YouTube shorts, there's a lot of talk about Dubai and how bad it is for us to go there. They don't like gay people.
They don't like gay people. You can't
No.
be gay there, so
You can't.
it's not a safe place.
If two guys hold their hand when they're walking in Dubai, you get arrested. And if
I think one of Ozzy's friends had to leave, or he was going to get arrested
yeah,
from Dubai.
and if you kiss a guy in public, if you're a guy, you go to jail.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's a place for us.
They're kind of
A lot of money there, though.
well, it's pretentious, outrageous, a bunch of crappy people trying to be somebody by wearing.
Well, they're all like princes and shit, though, so they got a lot of money.
No, I know that, but people that wear Dolce and Gabbana because they have to look better than others or good, it's because
Isn't that the country that paid Sean Kanan like a ton of money to come
Yes.
and sign autographs?
Yes,
and
it
that
did.
guy Ray Porter, who we had on the show.
yes, they did. And it's a pretentious country of pretension. Everything in it is pretentious. So if you're a pretentious person, move to Dubai. You'll love it.
But don't be gay, because if you're gay, they
No,
won't
but
let you be there.
personally, myself, I don't care for that kind of pretension. Wearing a label, to me, is an advertisement for the designer. And if you're not being paid for advertising a design, why do it? So you'll never see me wearing anything with the name
Except for
on it.
Polo. Ralph Lauren. You wear Ralph Lauren.
I bet something say Polo.
I know, but it's got a little man on
Oh,
it.
I can't help that one to cut it out. I mean, I can't help it.
I'm a Ralph Lauren guy.
But I mean, as far as I see some people, I love Dolce and Gabbana.
Yeah, no.
I mean, the letters are this big. What are you, nuts? That doesn't make you better than anybody else. And it doesn't make you richer than anybody else. It just makes you stupider than other people because that T-shirt was $500.
Hey, Juan, in the chat room, give me a little thing. Do we have a...
Yeah, what happened with
Is she
Josie?
able to come back or not? We have to figure it all out. What happened to her? Maybe she lost her internet, because internet's been acting weird. Nope, she's not back yet, he says. Okay.
We didn't lose our internet.
No, we're still here. Everybody can see us and everybody can hear us.
This is why working at home stinks. If you're in a studio, it's so much better because the equipment is different. And these situations, they can handle quickly.
Not really. Look at the news. All the news does the same thing that we
When
do.
we worked out of W4CY, we didn't have this shit problem.
Sure we did. We weren't on video. We were only on audio. You don't have problems when you're only on doing
No,
audio.
we were on video.
No.
Yes, we were. W4CY, we
We
were.
were never on video. We started on video when we lived in Pennsylvania. We were never on video when we went to W4CY. People could see us, but they couldn't see the guest. They could just see us because we were sitting in W4CY, but there was no, but they couldn't see the guest because we just talked to people.
I mean, we're still with W4CY.
Oh, that's right. W4CY rules. Talk 4 TV,
We haven't left it.
We've been on here
We've
for a
been with
long time.
W4CY since I
think we're
started
the oldest.
this show 11 years ago.
I think we're the oldest.
And we love this. We love that network. And of course, we're very good friends with Dean, who owns the network.
So Josie called you guys. I mean, just sent me a message. She said that her phone died, and she's actually working on a job, and so she was doing it from there. So she says she apologizes, but I don't think she's coming back, you guys. So we don't get to find out about Dubai. We don't get to find out about Dubai, but what we'll do, because our next guest is going to come on in just a minute anyway. So what we're going to do is,
I have no desire to go to Dubai. I have no desire to go to any country that is so ignorant and backward that they kill gay people. They throw them off of roofs and stuff like that. I think that's barbaric
I think it is too.
and animalistic, and I don't understand it. But people go to Dubai. Gay people go to Dubai. And when they go to Dubai, they have to pretend they're straight. Isn't that sad? To have to go somewhere and pretend to be somebody you're not. I mean, I think that's the curse of life, is not to be who you are and to be proud of who you are. That's the most important thing, right?
Absolutely. I think so, 100%. So what we're going to do, guys, we're going to take a quick music break. What we're going to do is play, you guys remember Eben Brown? He was on the show a couple months ago. This is his song called No Other Lover. Enjoy it, and we'll be back in a minute.
Watch you fall in love. You can't take it back. Watch you fall for me. I just got to have you. No other lover. The way you make me feel can do me. You got that
I actually like that name. His record, Eben Brown, you guys, he's from the Stylistics. His record label is called Stardom Records. I like that name.
Still the best music to dance to.
Oh, I love it.
Love it.
You would have actually liked Janet Jackson last night.
I never liked Michael Jackson, and I don't like Janet Jackson. They're too theatrical. I don't know what they are.
They are very theatrical.
And too staged or too robotic. They're not. I don't know what they are. They're not my favorite.
But they're not really known for their, like,
No.
because you like actual voices, like Patti LaBelle.
No, and Tina Turner. I love Tina.
She had a good voice, though.
Tina, no, she
She
didn't
was
have
a performer,
Tina said she had a horrible voice. Tina herself admitted she wasn't a singer, or she was a screamer. I love Tina Turner, and she was very theatrical also, but there was just something about her that was honest. Tina Turner was honest. I really loved her.
Yes, I think everybody loves Tina
But-
Turner.
Janet Jackson, she's like her brother, another copy. But okay, you enjoyed it. That's all that counts.
So Stefan and Tina have joined the chat room. So say hi to Stefan and Tina.
Stefan and Tina, how are you? Stefan, the lucky guy to have that Tina for a girlfriend, wife. Are they married?
I don't know.
Are you
No.
married,
No,
Stefan?
they're not married. They're boyfriend girlfriend.
They're still boyfriend and girlfriend. He's so lucky to have her as a girlfriend. She is probably one of the sweetest, kindest, loveliest persons I've met in a long time.
Absolutely.
And I meet a lot of creeps. So, it's so refreshing to meet somebody like Tina. And I'm not talking about Tina Turner. I'm talking about Tina,
That's right.
Stefan's girlfriend.
She's in the chat room, so he knows.
Stefan is a genius. And you know what it's like living with a genius? Ain't easy.
I know. You should know.
Huh?
You know.
Yeah, right.
'Cause I'm a genius, too.
He keeps telling me he graduated sixth in his class.
I did graduate sixth in my class.
I said, I
In
graduated.
high school, I was fourth in my class.
I graduated second in my class. I was the second one to get thrown out of high school.
Yeah.
I did. I got thrown out of high school for having a big mouth.
Yes.
Seems my mouth always gets me in trouble.
That's
Because
okay.
I say what I think, and I tell the truth. I don't bullshit.
So, what movies did we see lately? Have we seen anything that we want to tell people?
Oh,
Something
yes.
we like?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Everyone must go to HBO.
Oh, yeah,
And
what was
you
the name of
must see my love. What's her name?
I know. I forgot what it was called.
Oh, my God. I forgot. You have to see it about a
You
Broadway.
guys, if you have HBO Max, it's called Max now, not HBO Max.
It's about a Broadway movie star who's losing her memory. And what's her name is brilliant.
Jessica Lange.
Jessica Lange is beyond brilliant, as always. She's better than Meryl Streep. She's better than all of them.
It's called The Great Lillian Hall, you guys. It has Pierce Brosnan,
Please watch it.
Kathy Bates.
It is so good. I wanted more. I was so sad when it ended. I said, oh, Jimmy, I could have done another hour of just watching Jessica Lange. Her acting is just so absorbing, and oh, she's wonderful.
It was really, really good.
I would like to play in a movie with Jessica Lange.
I would too, and I love that she
I love her.
picked so many different kinds of roles because when she was in American Horror Story, she was amazing.
She's amazing in everything she does.
She's so much better than Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep is two-dimensional, whereas Jessica is three-dimensional. Jessica is far more rounded and superb.
It's
But
really good.
It's only
you
a
guys.
matter of taste. Some people may think Meryl Streep is better. But anyway, I think that Jessica Lange is up there with the greatest actresses of our time.
It's Jessica Lange, Kathy Bates, Lily Rabe, and Pierce Brosnan are the four biggest
And
ones. And
Kathy-
Jesse Williams.
Kathy Bates always gives a good performance, too.
She looks really good in it too.
Yeah.
And you guys, it's free if you have Max, so watch it. Check it out. If you have AT&T and you don't know it, you can get Max for free if you have an AT&T account.
And Kathy Bates always gives a good performance.
Yes.
She doesn't disappoint. That's what an actor has to do. An actor should never disappoint the people that watch he or she act. That's a good thing to write about. Acting, act, don't disappoint. Because a lot of actors, I don't know if they're not paid enough or they don't care for the role they're playing or there's something wrong with them. They don't give you the best performances. You know, actors do hold
They
back.
call it phoning it in. That's what it's called.
What?
A lot of actors who get paid a ton of money, but they phone it in. They say.
Yeah, they really don't give you what they're supposed to.
Um,
A hungry actor will give you the best performance.
all right, so now we're gonna bring on our next guest.
Next guest.
All right,
Come on.
let's bring him on, Juan. Let's see if we can see him.
Let's see if we could see him. There
Hello,
he is.
Fedor. How are you?
Oh, how are you, Jimmy? Ron, everything going
Good,
well?
good, good.
Yes.
First question: how do you have a name, Fedor?
It's,
Wait, don't answer it yet. Don't answer it yet. We got to introduce you, and then you're going to go back to it. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, iconic horror actor and actor Fedor Steer. Hello and welcome to the show. And this
Yes.
is Ron.
Yes,
All right, now go.
hello,
Answer-
Ron. Hello, Jimmy. So nice to be here.
good. Now answer my question, Fedor. How'd you get that name?
Well, it's actually going way back. It's a Russian name. I'm not Russian though. I was born in the Netherlands, and it's not an uncommon name in the Netherlands. So my parents, at the time I was born, my parents thought it'd be a nice name. There was a Dutch cyclist by the name of Fedor Den Hertog, and they really liked the name, and that's how I ended up with it.
Wow, but
So-
you even have the accent, like
Because-
sounding like you know how to pronounce
No.
it, right?
I know the name is Russian because we have a friend of ours whose name is Fedor, and he's a fashion designer. He's very, very famous now, and Fedor Creations. And
Okay.
I've never heard the name Fedor except for Fedor, but now we have another Fedor. And
Yeah, yeah.
you're from the Netherlands. Whereabouts?
Originally from the Netherlands, my family is from the Hilversum area, which is right smack in the center of the country. But I was actually born way down the southwest corner of it, and yeah, it's pronounced Fedor in my family. And then I grew up. We moved to Canada when I was 5, and it was pronounced Fedor by my teachers and my friends all the way through adulthood. And then when I was working and living in the Caribbean for a while in the Dutch island of Curaçao, I went back to Fedor because I was speaking Dutch there. And then I met my wife at the time, and she got to know me as Fedor. So ever since then, I've been Fedor. So it's kind of interesting if I know from when I know people by how they pronounce my name. If it's Fedor, I knew him before in high school, college, and stuff like that. After post-wife, it's been Fedor.
Well, I married a Dutch girl from Holland, and
Oh, yes.
her name was Hendrika Schurz. That was her name. And so my children are Italian and Dutch. And
Oh, really?
It made a beautiful combination because my one daughter, Leslie, was second runner-up Miss Universe, Miss America. And she's a beauty, a green-eyed, blonde, Dutch, Italian, gorgeous girl. And my other one's a beautiful redhead. So I have 2 beautiful daughters who are Dutch and Italian.
He has good genes too, though. He turned 84 last week, and look at him. So, like, they just it's a family of very good genes, you know.
Yeah, we wear the good jeans. We wear what was the famous jeans?
Oh,
Sassoon.
yeah.
Sassoon jeans. Remember Sassoon
He
jeans?
might not be old enough to remember Sassoon
Yeah,
jeans.
you don't remember. Well, maybe you weren't in this country yet. Sassoon jeans. They were very famous in the 1980s.
I don't remember the jeans, but is it the same as the beauty products?
Yeah,
The heck out of it.
yeah, it's kind of like Vidal Sassoon.
My daughter
Yeah.
Leslie, when we lived in Beverly Hills, went to school with Katia Sassoon, and I was at a picnic that the school did for parents, and I sat on the same blanket with Fidel and his wife, whatever her name was, and Katia. And I got to tell you something. I've never met 2 of the worst people in my life. Were those 2? They thought who the fuck they were. I mean, Jesus Christ. And I just looked at him and I said, just think, with all your bullshit, look where you are, sitting on a blanket on a lawn, eating chicken. So, in other words, you're not any better than anybody else, Fidel. But he got a kick out of me because I was very, very, I was not making fun of him, but I was having fun with him.
Good. Yeah, you gotta be.
Beverly was his wife. And guess what? She had jeans on They were not Sassoon jeans.
Ah.
No, it's the truth. They were not Sassoon jeans.
So you have so now you're an actor, and we're
Oh,
going to talk
actually,
about
wait
that.
a
Hang
minute.
on.
Sassoon, the hair cutter, had nothing to do with those jeans.
Oh, really?
He never designed them. He had nothing to do with them. It was just the same name.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
Okay.
that.
All right.
Okay, so before we talk about acting, because you've done a bunch of stuff. I think you were in the military. I think you were a swimming coach, a school teacher. You've done a bunch of different kinds of things. And then I read, I don't know if it's on IMDb or someplace, that you were on a cruise and you met Joseph Gordon-Levitt and started talking about film industry, and that piqued your interest to become an actor, which, like, I don't know, he must have been like a kid when you
Yeah, he
met him.
Yeah,
And he's such a big, huge A-list person now. Back then, though, he was popular because he was on that TV show for like 10 or 12 years, a starring role on a regular TV series. So tell us a little bit about your meeting with Joseph Gordon-Levitt and how it got to you to be where you are now.
Yeah, so after I left high school, I actually joined the Canadian Coast Guard, and I was an officer in the Coast Guard for nearly 10 years. And when I left, I tried a bunch of different things. I had a business as a medical exercise rehabilitation company. I was a swim coach, and I ended up after a while going back to sea. I ended up on a cruise ship, working as a chief officer there. And that's when it was a Christmas cruise. It was Joseph and his family all came on board, his mom, his dad, his brother, and spent the week on board. And I had my table in the dining room. You had the captain's table, you had the chief mate's table, and they would sit with me and they would just tell me stories about life on set. And it was absolutely fascinating to me. It really was. And one of the things that really stuck in my mind was how they talked about the people they work with on set and how they were smart, creative, kind, pleasant people to work with. And
back then. Please state that. Today, no. Back then, yes.
I've had really 99% of my interactions with people on set have been fantastic. I really gotta say.
Now the set
There's a difference.
Now the set is the Gestapo.
No, there's a difference though, because your sets are like indie film sets. He's on like huge studio
No,
projects.
they're even worse. His are even worse. Major movies, TV, Gestapo. You cannot say or do anything on set anymore. You must go sit on a chair. When they call you, read your lines, and then go sit on the chair. You're not allowed to socialize, do dirty jokes, drink alcohol.
Well, you can't do that anyway.
No, the set is years ago. The set, they were practically fucking on the set. I mean, years ago.
I must have missed that era, so I don't have that to compare to. And
No, listen, Hedy Lamarr was making it with Lana Turner in their trailer on set.
He's talking about the 50s and the 60s.
Yeah, I'm talking about major stars got away with murder. Jane Russell, who was my best friend for years, told me a story. She and Robert Mitchum had trouble on the set of one of their movies with the director, and he was not nice. So you know what Bob Mitchum did? He went and got a blanket, brought it on the set, put it on the floor, took out vodka and some little things to eat, and he and Jane sat on the blanket on the floor and ate and drank. And the director didn't know what to do. And they said, be nice, so we're never getting off this blanket. And you could do that stuff in those days. And this is in Jane Russell's book, by the way, so you could read it in her autobiography. But today, you do that, forget it. They'll blacklist you. You never work again.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the working world almost anywhere now. You have to be professional. And that's what I find. People are professional. They do their job. They're hardworking. I enjoy it. It's a great experience to be out there and doing this kind of thing. Yeah. So Joseph Gordon-Levitt and his mom mostly was just telling me these things, and I just thought that sounds like a lot of fun. I'm going to give it a try. And after I left the cruise ship, I found an agent. I walked in and said, I want to try this, and she had me hold up a Coke can and say some lines. I got it wrong. I said Pepsi instead of Coke, but it's okay. She said, you can.
What'd you say? We
can use you. We'll put you in things. You'll be that. Hey, they put you in as the the scary guy in the dark alley kind of guy. Oh, okay,
Right,
I got
you
my
said-
niche already.
Hold on. You
It
said,
wasn't a real commercial. It was just a test.
and you said
It's just a test.
It's just a test.
Yeah, I got the brand wrong. It's just my very first line ever doing anything, and I got the brand wrong. That's okay.
I think
It worked.
That's
that is
Oh, what?
hysterical.
It worked though. I mean, obviously, like
It
you
worked.
put enough into it. How tall are you? You must be really tall.
yeah, about 6'5".
Okay. Okay. Wow, that's really tall. Okay, because I mean, you play a lot of tall people, scary people.
Dutch people are tall. My father-in-law was about 6'5" also. Hendrik, his
Yeah.
name was. And he was about 6'5". And
Yeah.
my daughter Deirdre is 5'11". So
Oh, yes, we're known to be pretty tall. It's true. Yeah,
Dutch,
and that, it has helped me. Yeah, it's and I wish I could say Jane Joseph's mom said that. It said you'll probably get work even if you try because you've got a look. You don't even have to be a very good actor. You don't have to have much talent. You're going to get work because of how you look and your size. And she was right. I did, and I'm okay with that. I've had to learn over the years, improve the craft, and it's been working. Keep moving up.
Pretty good, though.
well,
Like,
wait a minute. Let's hear. You know what? Not to be mean or horrible or terrible. I don't know you. Did I ever meet you? No.
no, we've never met him.
So I don't really know too much about you. What movies have you done?
He's seen a lot of your movies. He just doesn't know that it was you.
Let me see how many. Because you know what?
Yeah, that's the thing too. It's a lot of what I do. I'm in prosthetics. I'm in costumes.
Yeah,
and
also film is different than this. I don't look like this in film. In film, I look 21 with a gorgeous body. I'm magnificent. It's a joke. Hello, ha, ha, ha. On this show, I look 84, fat and old. But
Actually, you know what? He's not going to know too. So I'm a huge horror fan.
yes, let me hear.
So I see everything in horror. I see every horror, everything. So I know I've seen you in everything. He will have seen you in The Haunting of Hill House.
Love it. What did you play in that?
He was the tall, scary man.
It's my
That's the ghost, the blue hat.
it's my favorite horror movie.
He was also in the recent Haunted Mansion. He was in Dr. Sleep. He saw Dr. Sleep.
Yeah.
Um,
But The Haunting of Hill House, oh my God. Oh,
So here, let me brag a little bit. Okay, so you guys, he's been in an episode of Evil on it's a TV series, Bloodline, which was shot in Florida, I think, wasn't it?
Right, yeah.
I'm from Florida, so Bloodline. Sleepy Holloway, he played the Djinn, which is funny because I wrote a short story on Amazon called The Djinn. He was on The Gifted, which is a superhero show. So I've seen all The Gifted.
I want to ask him a question. Have you ever seen the original black and white Haunting of Hill House?
No.
You have to watch. You should
Yeah.
do that because you were in the remake. You should
Was the
see
remake.
the original. It is the scariest movie ever. Because you know why? They showed you nothing. It was all your imagination that made you get scared. It was
Absolutely.
wonderful. The one that you were in was very good also, but it was more, it didn't have the eeriness. See, eerie is very important in a horror movie.
So hang on, here's other
But I
stuff.
like your movie.
So American Animals, which you're in the scene with Udo Kier. He lives here. We live in Palm Springs, so we see him out all
Who?
the time. Udo
Oh.
Kier. And
Oh,
matter of fact, we actually went to. Yeah, we we actually went to
His star.
his star. He got a star on the Palm Springs Walk of Fame, and we went to his
Okay.
star ceremony.
Nobody knows who he is.
In Palm Springs, they don't really know who he is. Everywhere else, they
He
do.
gets away with murder. He can go anywhere. I
I
told
know he's a
him
great guy. I love working with him. He was such an interesting fellow on set.
he's a very nice person socially.
And so the other person, so he was in a movie called American Animals, and the other people in that is Evan Peters, which you would know because he was in all the American Horror Stories. He was in a bunch of them. And Barry Keoghan, remember when we saw that movie
Yes.
where the guy moves in with the rich family, and at the end he's running around naked, dancing naked? Did you see that movie? That's a really good movie. I forgot the name of it, but it was on like Netflix or something. And he like moves into this rich family's house with the son because they're in college together, and he ends up killing off everybody in the family and inheriting all their money. But it was really good. And at the end, he walks around, dances around naked.
And I believe in frontal nudity simply because women show everything and a man is under a sheet. That to me is sexist. That to me is wrong. If a woman's going to show everything, the man should do the same to make it equal in the scene. But
Seems
again,
fair.
but it's male domination again, where the man cannot show, but the woman can because she's less than human. I find that horrible. So this fellow actually showed frontal nudity, and he was pretty endowed, not bad. He wasn't ashamed of it. And the critics went after him saying how horrible it was.
Ah,
In the
Yes,
meantime, he's
wait a
getting
minute.
work out the ass because of it.
Meanwhile, if Angelina Jolie showed her vagina, the critics would say how it was a flower. It opened like a flower. It was, you know what I mean? So it's really wrong of what they do to actors. This actor had to do that for the part. Maybe he wasn't comfortable with it. I've never met him. I don't know, but he did it well. And to be criticized for doing something, I don't get it. You know, the press has to go away, press.
yeah.
You like the press? Do you think the press is fair?
That can be. It depends. Depends on who's writing and who's doing the work. But
Would you do frontal nudity?
yeah, nobody's asked me yet, but I wouldn't have a problem with it.
No, I don't mean for sensationalism. I mean for part of the
If it's part of the script.
for the
Part of
movie.
the script makes sense. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It's important to the movie. That's what I mean. I don't mean so like we could see how big it is. You know what I mean? Things like that. Just for the movie, the importance of the movie. Would I do frontal nudity? No, because I'd clear out the theater if I did. At my age, it's not a pretty sight.
Yeah, right.
Well, I'm glad to hear you love Haunting of Hill House. I mean, that was a fantastic series. It was the #1 show on the planet for a month when it came out, and I always refer my friends to it because I really found Mike Flanagan, who wrote it and directed and everything, did such a masterful job. I call it a work of literature. It really is. The storylines of all the
What kind of work do you really want to do now? What do you really want?
Like if you could do
No,
anything.
No.
do
What do you want? Every actor has a desire. And what's your desire?
I would love to do more comedy. I mean, the horror thing is never something I purposely set out to do. That's just kind of where I've been led by my agents and the auditions that I've done. It's just kind of pointed me in that direction. Now I do a lot of creature work. Creature work is great. I love it. But before I get on set, I have to spend 3 hours in a chair getting all the prosthetics glued onto my face, and it can be incredibly uncomfortable and hot, sometimes painful. It would be great to just walk on set and act without having to spend that 3 hours of prep and not be so uncomfortable all the time. I wouldn't even have to go to the hair trailer. I can just go straight on set. I'd be ready to go. That'd be
Do you
fantastic.
know Douglas Tate or Doug Jones? Are you familiar with Douglas Tate or
Oh,
Doug
yeah.
Jones?
Yeah.
And we've had both on the show. We've had both of them on the show because they do a lot of what you do also. You know, they
Yeah.
were kind of like your predecessors or whatever because they kind of like
Yeah,
came a
but
little before
I
you.
asked Doug Jones if he was happy with what he does, and he just said the money was phenomenal because he's like one of the highest paid
Oh, yeah.
horror people, and he loves it. He absolutely loves being in that getup.
Actually, though, you can actually act. So I went online and Googled you on YouTube, and you have an acting reel where you're not in covered. It's just you as an actor, and it's really good. You did a really good job. I watched it yesterday. So
Thank
you
you.
don't have to be a horror actor. You can actually, you don't have to be in prosthetics. You can actually go on set the way you actually are.
Yeah, but there's a
do a good
downside
job.
to that because
I've done
if I wore prosthetics when I worked, then I would watch myself on film.
Oh,
But without the prosthetics,
do you watch yourself on film?
I see myself in a movie, I vomit.
No, I don't mind. That's how I learn. You learn. You watch yourself and you say, "Okay, that worked really well," or maybe next time I'll do that a little bit differently. You always looking at self-improvement. But the prosthetics, when you're acting, I'm sorry.
Go,
You
finish that
hide.
statement.
You hide, but you can hide behind the prosthetics.
You can in a way. It's also very different acting with prosthetics because you have to exaggerate for
Yeah.
things to come through, depending on how thick it is. Sometimes you're wearing like a whole headpiece, a whole mask, and really very little of it is your actual face. Other times it's thinner, and when you move, the mask moves with you. But you have to not only know your blocking, your lines, and the movements, but you're also now thinking about the costume itself. When I did Evil, I did the last 7 episodes of Evil, which is coming out very soon. And I'm wearing these hands that have mechanical rings and pulleys and cables inside. So when I pull my fingers, the finger extensions move along with it. So, and you're thinking about that too. Like, how do I move these hands and on top of the actual acting stuff? So there's a whole bunch of extra layers. Then when you get to a role where it's just you, it has to come down. It has to be subtle, and so the whole
Fun it is. That's got to be so much fun. Better than being yourself and out there just saying boring shit. I mean, you're having fun with all that equipment. I would love to.
You are. I do.
Wait, listen to this now, Fedor.
Fedor.
Like our Fedor.
I know, but he says it's Fedor now, and Penny Pete's people now isn't. He goes by Fedor.
Oh, Fedor. Okay, fuck it. What can I tell you? Fedor. Now I made me forget what I was going to say.
Either one works, Ron.
Age sucks, babe. You forget things. Oh, and it was a very important question, a very good one.
So think about it. We'll come back to it because I want to go over two things. So, because you have 2 really high-profile movies.
Oh. If ever I had to play a monster, I want to play Wings, who we just saw in movie.
Oh, fucking okay. So he doesn't like horror movies.
No,
but
I'm in them, but I don't like.
He's in them, but he has. But I actually he picked out Jeepers Creepers the other night, so we watched Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2, and so he loves the creeper with the wings, the big wings that flies.
Oh
and
my
everything.
God! I've never seen
Jonathan
a monster.
Brecht plays that.
I have never seen a monster as magnificent. He's a gargoyle. He's a devil. And he's slimy and filthy and disgusting. And when he puts those wings out and then he grabs you, wouldn't you love to play him? Would you?
Yeah. Sure, yeah.
I would love it. Oh, I would love
to be able to say when Evil, my bits on Evil come out in a couple of weeks. It's a lot of fun to say that was me. I know it doesn't look like me, but that was me with the horns and the crazy the fat suits that you know, it is a blast. It really is a blast. Yeah.
It's fun not being yourself. You know, I play me all the time. I play mafia, priest, gangster, the same shit over and over again because of my accent and my voice. I would love to be not me. And I wonder what it's like to act not me. And when you are in masquerade, you're not you.
No. Well, all of acting is a bit like that anyway. So I can play.
You're a totally different person.
Yeah.
Actually, you have some stuff you've played yourself because I watched the trailer for a movie called Fatal Getaway, which, by the way, it's the worst trailer ever because it's like a 3-minute trailer. It gives you the whole movie, I think. I mean, I would imagine because all the comments said they put too much stuff in the trailer. But you play like the crazy next door neighbor or whatever, creepy next door neighbor, according to the trailer at least. But the movie actually looked pretty good, Fatal Getaway. So you guys should check that one out. But you have a couple really big movies. Dr. Sleep was a huge movie with Ewan McGregor and Rebecca Ferguson, and the new Haunted Mansion that just came out with Rosario Dawson and Owen Wilson, Jamie Lee Curtis, Danny DeVito, Tiffany Haddish, Jared Leto. Those are the biggest stars on the planet.
Good
so
cast.
how was it being in the Haunted Mansion? Because that's that's such a huge, $150 million film or something, and is that a lot different than doing like a really popular TV show just because the budget is so big?
Is it out yet?
No, Haunted Mansion, it came out at Christmas.
Haunted Mansion's out. That was probably one of the more fun movie sets I've been on, Haunted Mansion. The people, all those people you just listed off were so amazingly friendly, approachable. I just had a blast. Tiffany Haddish, I chatted with her for hours and hours. I was her boyfriend for the day. She said, "You're my boyfriend," gave me big hugs, and we just had a blast on set. We filmed so much for Haunted Mansion, and that for me, that was my own personal big disappointment, is that we filmed a lot of stuff that was not used in the final
Take it
cut
in
of
the
the film.
film. Yeah.
Yeah, and I understand. It turned out to be quite a long film, and they had to cut somewhere, so it made sense to cut the bits that we were in because they weren't really pertinent to the story. I get it, but the experience of filming it and being part of that cast was very memorable. I would jump on it again if we ever got the chance to do it. It was a great film too. It really. Well.
What about Dr. Sleep then? Because that was also Dr. Sleep was that the prequel? Is it a prequel?
No, sequel.
It's a sequel to
The Shining.
The Shining. I couldn't think of it. I was
Oh, I
thinking
love
Jack
The
Nicholson.
Shining.
We saw the movie in the theater.
Yeah.
It was a really good movie.
good.
I liked it a lot.
But you know,
Wait,
I
didn't
want
answer the question.
to give him a little advice. Ask for the outtake of that movie, Haunted Mansion, for your reel. Because you know what I mean? It's wonderful if it's stuff about you that they cut out. There you go. There's your audition. So if I'm cut out of a movie, which they don't dare because I have them all executed
with the mafia.
I call New York. I get the mafia. We kill them all. So they know that you don't cut me out of a movie. But if ever they should, that's my reel. I love that because that's always your best stuff.
Yeah, they put some of the outtakes. They put some of the outtakes of the material they didn't use on the DVD, and it's on YouTube. So there's some stuff out there, but you got to look for it.
I love it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
In the chat room, they're asking, have you ever had a mask or some kind of prosthetics that were so heavy and uncomfortable that you said no, you didn't want to do it?
I've never said no, but on Evil, we had a couple of days where it got so bad that I had to say, guys, we gotta make a change here. When I first got into one of the costumes, it was a big fat suit, but I also had to stand in these platform shoes that brought me about 5 or 6 inches off the ground, and my feet were angled down. And with my weight and then the weight of the suit on it, my toes were absolutely crushed at the front of the shoe. And it was incredibly painful. And I did it for several hours, and finally I was starting to get wobbly because of the pain and the heat and the weight of it. And it started becoming, I actually fell at one point. I tried to step to the side, and I think one foot stepped on the material of the other shoe. And I started to fall, and I go, oh, here I go, nothing I can do. And I just let myself go. But one of the extras that was standing next to me caught me and pushed me back up. I was able to find him afterwards and thank him. But that was the point where I said, I got to get out of these shoes. And they were fine. They said, yes, they were great. They said, we've got what we need for the full body stuff. We'll just stick you on an Apple box from here on. And it was fine. And then just a few weeks ago, again on Evil, I was wearing this other suit. And very often, if I'm wearing a big, heavy suit like that, they put me in a cooling vest, which runs ice water.
Cooling vest.
Cooling vest.
Cooling vest. They put a vest on underneath, and they run ice water through it. They've got a couple of tubes coming out the butt, and they run ice water through it, and that helps. But it wasn't working that day. And once I was locked into the suit, it had horns, it had gloves, and once I'm locked into all that stuff and I start to move, the body temperature just shoots up. And the cooling vest wasn't working, and I was okay for a while, but at some point I realized I'm going to pass out soon. It's getting dangerous. So I had to say, we need to fix the vest. And they cut everything, and then the guys got in there and fixed the problem and started getting that cool water through my body, and I was able to bring the temperature down, and we were okay to go again. But yeah, at some point you have to think about safety.
Do you remember the movie, The Creature from the Black Lagoon, the original, in 1956? Well, the creature kept fainting because the suit was so airtight, his body wasn't breathing. Yeah. So they had to shoot, take the head off and the hands off, let him air out, put it back. It was a very hard
Rico Browning, I was friends with him.
It was a very hard shoot because he couldn't stay in that suit too long. Have you ever fainted or felt suffocating from a suit?
Well, the two examples I gave you, I probably came close. I've never actually fainted, no.
But did you ever feel suffocating, like, get this fucking thing off, I can't stand it?
I'm pretty good about that. I don't get, a lot of people ask me, are you claustrophobic? Yeah, they ask that. Yeah. And I don't get claustrophobic. It doesn't bother me. In fact, sometimes when they glue the prosthetics on and the mask on, it almost feels like you have a pillow glued to your face. And it's a bit comforting. And there's times when I feel myself dozing off a little bit because I'm kind of in that pillow
That's
mode.
Very
Yeah, but it can be super uncomfortable. Sometimes the suits will bunch up in the neck, and I find myself trying to pull it down because it's just rubbing. You get chafing action happening if it's not fitting quite right, but that's part of it. That's what I get paid for. I get paid to sit in the chair for hours, get the thing put on, suffer through the day, sometimes 12, 14, 15-hour days in the suit. The best part of all is at the end of the day when they take it all off.
Yes.
So I have a question for you.
I remember that.
I have a question. So, like,
Right.
when you're in this thing and you got all this stuff, what do you do to eat?
Yeah,
Like-
you don't.
You don't get to eat during those like 10 or
you
12
take-
hours? And what if you had some kind of a stomach problem and you had to go to the bathroom? Like, is there like a way for you to go to the bathroom in the suit, or you have-
There's a flap for doing the number one. If you have to do a number two, yeah, you're in trouble. I prepare myself. When I go into, when I know I'm going into the suit, I get ready and make sure those things are taken care of before I go in. Once I'm in, I really try not to eat or drink too much, because if I do, I might find myself in that position where I can't get into the position, if you will. They'll often make me smoothies, milkshakes, so I can drink that through a straw, and that helps. But I have to play this balancing game. I want to replenish the fluids that I've lost through sweating in this suit, but not so much that I've got to run to the bathroom. And I've gotten pretty good at it. I can usually go an entire day.
I thought they stopped the 15-hour days. It's only 12 now. You only can work up to 12. So they still do 15s?
Most of the time, it's been rare that I've had to go that long. Yeah, but I've had a couple of days like that, and but then you're including 4 a.m. call to start getting into costume. Sometimes it takes long. The longest day I had was probably, what was that? That was The Gifted. It was probably, what was that, about 5 or 6 years ago? I think it was about an 18-hour day.
I absolutely love that. I love superhero stuff. So
I know, because
love that shit.
I can do 12, 14-hour days, and I'm wiped out for a couple of days.
Wait,
I get really tired.
So I collect action figures. Do you have an action figure of guests who've been on the show? Do you have an action figure from any of your movies, or like has any company made an action figure of you yet?
Yeah. So there's Haunting of Hill House. There's the little bowler hat action figures. So what do you call them? The Pinko Pops? No, what are they?
Funko Pops, yes.
Funko Pops, yeah. And
And
there's another one for the Haunted Mansion. So there's been a couple of them out there. Yeah. Which is fun. It's fun to have that kind of thing.
Every time somebody comes on the show who has one, I get it from. I have like a huge collection.
Now, we
so
have very nosy audience. We have audiences that love to know everything.
Yeah.
So have you children?
Do I have children? Yes, I've got 2.
And
3. I've got 3.
And what are they?
Holy shit! How did you forget the third one?
Boys, girls, what?
I got 2 girls and a boy. Yeah.
2 girls. I have 2 girls also. What job raising 2 girls?
Yeah.
And-
The one I forgot. She's going to kill me for forgetting it. But she's up in Canada. She's 27. And then I've got 2 other ones. They're in Florida. I've got a 19-year-old and a 17-year-old, a girl and a boy.
Oh, you have old kids. I thought you were going to tell us they were like 4
Young,
or
that's
5
what-
or something.
Yeah. Now, is your wife Dutch, and is she an actress?
No. She's from Michigan. She's born and raised in Michigan. She is not an actress. In fact, I can't even get her to help me with the auditions because it's helpful to have somebody to read opposite you when you're doing an audition. And I tried it once. I asked her if she could help, and I did my lines. She did her lines, and she says, "Okay, good." And she walked off. I said, "Oh, wait, hang on. That was just the first try. I'd like to do it again." She said, "No, it's fine." She doesn't have the patience for it. She cannot. No, and that's a big part of acting is being able to do things over and over and over again until it's right. She does it once and she's gone. So I never asked her again. That was not a good experience.
She has a short attention span.
For that.
No, you put her in a book. You put a book in front of her, and she's good for hours. Love to read.
Did she like to go watch you? Like, did she go to the movie theater and watch you in Haunted Mansion or anything like that?
Yeah, finally, now that I'm doing some bigger stuff, she'll watch it. But in the early days when I was just doing independent films, she really didn't care. She would so, and I can't get my kids to watch most of my stuff either. This is
Do you watch every one of your movies?
I do. Yeah, I get a big kick out of it because you're on set, you're filming these things. I don't usually even read the entire script. I just read my bit. So I get curious, what's this film all about? And I'm eager to see it when it comes out and see how the efforts of quite literally hundreds of people come together to produce this masterpiece. I am always so curious to see how it comes out.
So that's
it's
interesting
really-
that you do not read an entire script. I do. Old school. Old school, we read the whole script because I have to know what the ending is going to be because it influences my performance in the beginning. In other words, if an alien comes and takes you away, then I know that I'm going to be playing a little bit of a nut later that believes in aliens. So the end does have a beginning. So I feel Betty Davis felt the same way. Did you know that Betty Davis knew everybody's lines in the movie? If you were in her scene, she knew your lines, her line. I can't remember my lines, let alone anybody else.
My daughter has a kind of memory. My daughter in Florida, I remember I was studying my lines and I had them sitting on the kitchen counter and she walked by, glanced at them, and then an hour later trying to remember my lines. She read my lines to me from that brief glance at the script. She knew
that's
them all.
cool.
Yeah.
There are actors that can do it. I knew all the old actors from years ago, and I think it was Cary Grant. Cary Grant could look at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 pages and then go and do it. I could do a half a page for 3 weeks and forget it.
Yeah. And then I heard that Rock Hudson was the opposite. He couldn't remember a single line.
Rock, I know that because I knew him also. And Rock, yeah, he always used to kid around and say he had no idea why he was an actor. He used to say that to people in general.
Okay, hold on. We got 3 minutes, and I have a question. I have to get to all the actors I always want to ask. First of all, you guys can follow Fedor on Instagram, Fedor on Instagram, but it's FEDORSTER, just like he has on the screen. So here's something I like to ask everybody. Bucket list, male and female actor and actress you'd like to work with. They can be living or dead, that you haven't had a chance to work with. And if you could have ever been in any movie that's ever been made, what movie would you like to have been in?
Growing up, I watched Star Trek. You know, that was the ultimate for me as a kid. And I was a real geek about it. I would have loved to have been a part of the Star Trek show. So they're still making. So if anybody's out there listening, I would love to be part of one of the Star Trek.
Yeah, you could still be.
Yeah, you could totally.
They're still doing it.
Yeah, and if William Shatner is ever going to be there for that, that would be incredible. Just because I've been seeing him since I was a kid, you know, and I always remember everything that he did.
So he was in this other movie. I mean, he was in this TV show where he was a lawyer. Now I forgot the name of it, but that was like my favorite show.
It's said that he's not
something law.
It's said that he is not a nice person. So don't get excited.
Actually, I know a lot of people that met him and said he was really nice. So I think it just depends on who you are.
People that have worked with him.
So what about a female? What female actor or actress would you like to work with?
Oh, I've worked with some great ones already. So Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, that's a good one.
She's a good
it would just seem to be like it would be a lot of fun to work with somebody like Sandra.
She's got really good comedic timing and stuff. Like if you wanted to,
she's wonderful. She's a wonderful actress. She's wonderful.
Yeah, it would just be fun.
She's great at comedy.
Oh, it was called Boston Legal, and he played Denny Crane. They wrote it.
Yes.
One of the greatest shows ever with him and James Spader. It was such a good show. Thank you, B. Okay, so you guys, this is Fedor Stier. Check out Evil's coming out soon. You guys, how many seasons have there been of Evil?
There's 3 already out, so this is the 4th season. We've had 2 episodes of season 4 come out, and they're being released every Thursday. You'll start seeing me on episode 8 of season 4. And then
So how
from there,
come-
everybody else did after that.
How come you're not in Clown Motel 3?
How come I'm not what? Sorry?
How
Ron's
come-
getting ready to do a movie called Clown Motel 3.
And everybody in the business is in that friggin' movie. There's a cast of thousands. I'm serious. Everybody I know in the
can't do it.
I want to be in it now too.
No, he's sagging. He can't
everyone.
do it.
This is the third
Oh,
one.
we got to go, though.
I'm in the second one, and this is everybody I talked to is in that movie because they're all
Even
doing.
the lady we just had on is in it. We
Yeah.
got to go, though. We're out of time.
It's a-
Everybody,
Listen, I want you back. You're a
we're
good
going to
guy.
bring you back. Congratulations on your career. Really, it's been wonderful.
you.
And thanks
you.
for coming on the show. And when you got something big coming out like Red One or something, let us know. We'll bring you back because this show will probably get about 5 million plays. So hopefully lots of
Great.
people check out all your stuff. So thank you so much. Everybody, we'll see you next week because we got to go. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
So fun.
Thank you so much.
Can turn out to be so wrong. Yeah, we in the mix. Yeah, we in the mix. It's another episode. Here we go. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Interviewing the hottest, newest, and truest of today's celebrities. Make sure to subscribe so you can get notified weekly. Jimmy Star, he's the king of cool. Ron Russell, he's a gorgeous dude. Chat room is live and you would be a fool not to vibe with us at the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Come watch it live on W4CY Radio. Miss some past episodes, download on iTunes. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. It's the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell.